Hey guys, it's Aidan After Hours again. I finally finished it. It's all put together now. There is the Victoria, the Helios Victoria. So as a kit, an overall building experience is actually pretty interesting. It's not, granted, being a Kotobukiya kit, it's nowhere near as, like, intuitive as, say, something from Bandai, but it isn't a difficult kit. Like I said at the beginning, there's some things you'll need to paint, and I did. I did get my two paints. Eventually I'll get around to doing the paint work on this. But, for the time being, it is pretty much done. I opted, of course, for the grenade launcher, because I was not going to go out of my way to paint the whole, laser blade, even though I do kind of like that the laser blade is kind of slimmer, lower profile, doesn't protrude as much. I just think this overall is a better look. Kind of give you a look around at it. So here's something I want to do. Maybe this works as a reference point for some people. I don't know. This is a recent Master Grade Gundam kit. Here's the MG Gundam Vidar. As you can see, it's a decent bit bigger, but not by a lot. I would definitely say that these Armored Core kits are more on the larger side, closer to like a Master Grade 1/100th scale kit. Now, granted, these Armored Core 3 kits in particular are non-scale from what I gather. The box doesn't say like what scale it is. Interestingly, in another kit that I got, another Armored Core kit, it actually explicitly said it was 1/72nd scale. So when we get around to that, or when I get around to that, that might be interesting to compare, because I have several model aircraft that are in that scale, so we can actually get a good idea of the size of these things. But overall, I'd say I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not entirely finished with it, obviously. I still got to do some painting. But, I mean, even without painting, with just that bit of panel lining, I think you will be set. Now, the only real, like, necessary painting, obviously, is going to be the head. With the, it's kind of hard to see, I'll move, oop. The head does articulate upward. That's how it, so it is on a limited ball joint, but that, apparently, based on the lore and, like, information I could gather, this weird hinge mechanism that's in the head does, in fact, like, that is just how it looks upward, is that it just moves. It's this weird inbuilt neck joint. But I would say that you do need to paint the visor and the little camera. Otherwise, it will look very odd, because it's just a blank white piece. Or you can use the option of the entirely clear piece, and try and paint that if you want to see the inner detail maybe a little bit better. Like I said, I don't have any translucent paint, so I haven't really used that piece. I do plan on painting that little red stripe, as well as some of the other red stripes and gray portions on the kit, as well as these intakes, which need to be filled in. But like I said, apart from that minimal bit of painting, the kit is honestly, like, the color separation on the kit is surprisingly better than I thought it would be. It's not great, especially with the laser blade, but, the less said about that, the better. But I think it's pretty good. I'd recommend it. If you like the shape, this particular design, I was kind of drawn to this just because it was a little bit different looking from the other 3rd gen Armored Cores. The head also really reminds me, like, in its shape. I'll kind of, if I can get it to focus. The shape of the head reminds me a lot of the robots, the mecha from Virtual On, if you're familiar with that series. I do have a Virtual On kit that requires a lot of painting that I've just never gotten around to, but maybe eventually I'll finish it because it's a really cool kit. Um, but yeah, if you're at all interested in this kit, I think I said and I mentioned in a previous video, MSRP is around like $60 to $70. It is a little pricier, and I don't think it's really worth that price, but it's not terrible. There are certainly worse kits I have built and are in my collection that are more expensive, so I still think you get a pretty good amount of detail here for what you're paying for. So I guess that for now wraps up my whole sort of building thingy with this kit. I'm going to go continue to mope about my wife and kids leaving me. It's been a difficult time in my life, and I guess there's, everybody has their own coping mechanism. I'm gonna go now. Bye.